Happy Saturday, everyone. I will be ripping some parts out of this case because I need that crank out. Shortest crank I have in my garage. Let's begin. Nice and ooey gooey. Look how I was cream of ruby in it. Ooh, that was so smooth. Oh well. Next step. Homemade magneto removal. Okay. I always get the order wrong. And I don't want to get the order wrong. I'm always like, I should have taken that off first, or I should have taken that off. Gretchen bearing removal, base gasket removal. Get a better screwdriver. There we go. Grasping may never fail me. These two. I love stainless. I like to replace the screws with stainless steel. God, I love it when they do that. I love that. Let's work on the other side first. God, I love it when they do that too. Everyone that loves Loctite, I hate your guts. I really do. I never want to take my engine apart. You should be taking your engine apart daily. Nothing will teach you more about engine building than taking it apart. I'm going to have to go break out some rail tools while it tries to eat that glue with the little nap, though. I'll get some acetone, I'll get some MEK, I'll get some trichlor. I'll see how high up the Loctite scale they went. There's different grades of Loctite. Semi, permanent, and welded. Let's see. As that's eating, let's work on something else. Any questions? Hey, Will, what's up, man? What's up? What am I working on? I'm working on this. This is the Plumbus engine, but I have the 44 millimeter crank. And to build this cylinder right here, Will, you want the shortest possible crank you can find. This is the shortest cranked Husqvarna. If you're asking what kind it is, let's get the box. There you go. Yeah, see if it'll focus eventually. But it is fits a H372. And this is the piston I'm going to be using in it. And this is a 44 millimeter stroke. This is Cody's, and he wants the 660. 660 is just the opposite of this. This cylinder needs the shortest possible stroke. This cylinder needs the longest possible stroke. Look how much I had to remove of that. Right here. Look at that. Look at that. Holy cow. I'm down to like a 1/4 inch or less right there. 3/8. I mean, that thing could take a 125 millimeter rod or some crazy thing like that. I'm going to actually order the right rod to it and all that too. But anyway, got a question for me, Will? Besides what am I working on? I'm trying to rogue the smallest rod I got or crank in my garage, and I have to split the case to do it. And I just tried to break some of the screws out, and they Loctited them. I don't know if it's blue, red, or permanent, which Loctite they used, but yeah, I'm just got it soaking in naphtha, lighter fluid. Try to eat some of the glue off, and then I'll break it loose with some of my bigger screwdrivers and crap. But yeah, that I like capped screws. That's why I like capped screws. They lock into place, especially if they're the right size caps. And you don't need Loctite if you got the right size. Let's talk cap screws. I get people that ask me about cap screws a lot. See how rough that is right there? See how it's roughed up there? That's not for looks. What that's for is it's supposed to seat in the hole, and that's supposed to dig in and grab and use as a locking device, other than putting the washer. And then I see people putting lock washers on these. The reason why these have cuts in them in a capped screw is because it's supposed to seat inside a hole and lock on those the gnarlies, whatever you want to call it. That's why they're roughed up, is because they're supposed to sit inside the hole and be roughed up. And I see people put washers on them all the time, and I'm like, okay. But yeah. Anyway, let's pop the crank out. It fits so freaking tight, man. You should have felt how tight this thing fit. It was so tight. Oh, I was like, but I need the smallest crank possible in there. There we go. I just felt it move, so I'll spin it now. Felt it move again, so I'll spin it again. Bam. This is my tool. It is a H2O USA soft tip. People that use these are into coppersmithing or some kind of soft metal. But yeah, it's got a lot of use on it. A ton. Thank you for the thumbs up. I'm not worthy. I'm not there. Thank you. But let's get the smallest crank I got out now, which would be in here. Let's remove a mag there. Magneto removal. And wire terminal block. I like wire terminal blocks because they will never loosen. The wire will break before the terminal does. And you can put on all the crap you want. It's got little clip-ons and you can add power and all that crap. My kill switches. These are the kill switches I like. I really like those kill switches because I hate the ones that stick. If the kill switch sticks, it really is irritating, man. You're like trying to figure out what's wrong with your bike, and you're like, oh my God, it's a piece of plastic switch is stuck. I hate that. But this will never stick. This is called, what's it called? It is called a momentary. It's a momentary switch, meaning it's only going to be switched for the moment that you pull it over. What are the size of the red hex? That's M8, 1.0 pitch, or 1.25, I mean. These are 1.25s. They're sold in Colorado. What's funny is I've searched the world over for parts, and I find more parts in my home state than the whole world. Isn't that funny? I think it's funny. I mean, I'm searching for this shit in China and everywhere else, and everything's supposedly made in China. Well, guess what? Not everything is. Some good stuff is still made in America. Really good stuff. Okay, let's remove the... What questions you got? Any questions, Will? How's your builds going? What's up with anything new? Let's remove the ball. I have here, what I have here is a magnetic small 7.8, or actually they're called, what's this size? That's smaller than a quarter, so 3/16 head. And it goes down there and pulls the ball out just like that. Everybody asks me, how do you get the ball out? How do you get the ball out? I can't get it out. You use that. And boy, is it greasy today. I was really in a greasy mood that day. Probably on the camera going, grease the shit out of that stuff. That was probably me. Okay, what size? That is a 4/15. Somebody was asking me about a 410 sprocket. You just measure the thickness of your tooth, and it will tell you the size. Okay, let's... before I remove the clutch, I want to remove this side this time. Normally, I pulled the clutch first as one piece. Today, I'm going to remove just that. And I'll bet you they Loctited that shit, too. They Loctited everything else. Oh, I have a fear that they Loctited that, so I'll fill that up with naphtha. Start with naphtha, go up to acetone fingernail polish remover. And if that don't cut it, then go to the MEK. MEK is methyl ethyl ketone, and it's considered airplane stripper is what it really is made for, is to strip an airplane so they can repaint it smooth again. What do we got? How many engines have you built and shipped? I shipped one yesterday, or I mean last week. And how many have I shipped? There's 5 engines out there, 1 broken that I've shipped, and 1 to be installed. That right now the guy's scratching his forehead right now, thinking, how am I going to get a pipe and an intake on this, and how am I going to get a carburetor on this right now as we speak? I'll bet you that's what his whole Saturday and Sunday's filled with. And I'll bet you everybody around him is like, we should go do something, you know, it's the last days of summer. And he's like, and people are asking him, what do you want to do? As he's working on an engine, you know, like, you know, somebody's working on the engine and somebody's like, what do you want to do today? Well, I was kind of working on an engine. But you don't even say that. You kind of just do this with your hands, you know. Yeah, that's always funny. I got to break out the big screwdrivers, the monsters. That's not a monster, but Let's start with that one. And the vice grips. Yep, I glued it. Dang it. I left my keys upstairs. 15 minutes in. I think I locked my toolboxes. Let's get the negotiator out. There we go. This is a 5,000 pound impact, 20 volt, slow turner, up to 5,000 pounds. It's not the biggest one. This is only the 3/8 or the half inch. Half inch. They make a 3/4 that you can change tires with, and then they make one that goes across your chest. They make one that goes across your chest like this, and it is a impact. And tire guys or guys that are running shit into concrete and stuff like that on the job site are running those. Here's how my thing turned out. But my answer to that, Will, is I think 4. That's how this one turned out. I'll be making more of these, and I'll be designing. I'll go get some better carvers for my Dremel and carving more stuff. But back to the negotiations. There we go. This is a Husky. It's been cut down and sanded a couple times to fit. Go. Let's grab our penny. Here's our penny. What's the penny for? To put in your engine, of course. Which way will it be turning? I believe it'll be turning down. And I have to make it fit better. So I'm just going to place the penny in there. Wait for the naphtha to eat. It's a little more of the glue. Somebody felt that I should have to fight. And the key to this is not to burn yourself. So if you guys have any questions while I wait for this to cool down, this would be a great time to ask. And I'll try and set that away so I will not burn myself. I will try not to. Okay. Your question is, how to assemble the clutch. I'm as soon as I pop this out, I'll pop the clutch out. And I like to leave it as one piece. I had somebody that was disassembling the whole clutch to get into their crank. And they were asking me, how do I get this nut off? And I'm like, why are you taking that off? Well, I want to split the case. And I'm like, yeah, but why don't you just leave the clutch as one piece? And he was like, what? And I'm like, I have it on one of my shows. I'm like, it's called Splitting the Case. It's like my most popular show. It used to be, the Gamping used to be the #1 show, but now it seems the case splitting is more popular than the others. Let's get some impacts out and break some fucking. It'll be a badass line. Badass. Let's break some shit apart. Not #1. Let's go #3. There we go. These are my garage door tools. Let's see how bad I can strip it. You bitch. You bitch. Okay. Now what I want to do is match the screwdriver. Oh, I already did on this one. To the size of the screw. And then I want to pop it. And if I can't pop it, ooh, I could tell it broke that. Let's check the end of the screw. See the color. Gray. Thank God it's only gray, or that's blue. Thank God they used semi-permanent. At least they weren't the fuckheads that used the permanent. I fucking hate you bastards. See that? See how the naphtha was eating it? Oh, I'm sorry. See that? Fucking Loctite bastards. Oh, you bastards. I never want to take my engine apart. What? How are you ever going to maintain the engine if you're not going to take it apart? Are you just going to keep buying more and more and more and more engines? Yep. That's what we always do. Okay, I need a bigger, even bigger than that. See how wide I have to go. Like that freaking wide. Okay. Break out some impact tools if I can find them. Here we go. Let's use this one. I know it's smaller. Oh, I'll bet you they use permanent on that. Those cocksuckers. Fuckers. I'm gonna switch up to the acetone in a minute. First, I'm mixing naphtha and 100 or 99.9% electronic isopropyl. These are what the techs use to clean computers. Buy this at Micro Center. $8.99 for a quart. It is a. Here's our warnings. We're 3 on flammable, 1 on inhalant, and 0 on the other. Let's mix that with naphtha. A couple drops on there. If that don't break it, I'll have to go to MEK. Let's just skip the whole acetone freaking fingernail polish. Just trying to get it to work into the threads underneath. other questions will. Am I still on Facebook? Occasionally. Occasionally I am. Once in a while, once in a fathom, once in a blue moon. Yes, I still secretly watch. I can't stop. Come on. Can anybody stop that is addicted to Facebook? If you can stop 100%, please come talk to me. Tell me what your secret is. How do you do it? Because, yeah. That's why I like a impact magnetic removal, Woodruff key. Take all my other parts and stick them back in. Da, 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 da. These suck. Don't buy these at Home Depot. The magnets come out. These are better. Why are they longer like that? That helps with the wrist when you run an impact for hours a day. Why they're extending this piece longer is they found that if they shape them differently, that it takes a lot of the vibration out from your wrist. Because I'm sure someday there will be a class action suit against them, the makers of impacts, because they're really bad on the user's wrists and shoulders. I know I've been running one for, these are great too. Reamers, the Harbor Freight, one of the few tools at Harbor Freight worth anything. Screw bits. Right, this converts your impact into sockets. Extra bolts, extra nuts, all that fun stuff. Pencil for marking. Assholes that use square bolts. I hate you. I hate you more than Permatex guys. I hate square bolt users. God, I hate them. On the job site screaming. They're like, "What's wrong, Brad?" And I'm like, "This asshole used square bolts. Square bolts." They're like, "What does it matter, Brad? I have to buy other tools for that." If you don't have a square socket, you're there grinding them off. It really sucks. You're wondering why I'd be pissed about that. Because I've been there grinding them off before going, "You cocksucker motherfucker." I'm sorry. I shouldn't be cussing on my YouTube channel. Sorry. Trying to clean it up. I really am. Okay, let's just stick everything on the magnet that comes out. That's where I like to keep everything. Let's pop a Woodruff key. Let me show you how to pop a Woodruff key. We've got one in there, and I ground that one pretty damn good. So it'll probably be pretty hard to get out. Let's try. I like the washer. I had this one, the magnet set too far down, and I could tell it rubbed, so I put a washer on there. I'm going to get my glasses on for this shit. I'm just trying to get below the Woodruff key with some pokers. Okay, let's do that last. Let's try this one again. Move back to another part of the engine when you hit a snag. And work around it. I'm glad I picked this one because this one's like not easy and it's hard to break apart. So everybody's like, "Why do you always show you splitting a case that's so fucking simple?" Well, not always, guys. See, I hit ones that are hard too. I do. I swear I do. This one's been split before. And the guy really wanted to make sure that never release it. So I'm here breaking it the hard old-fashioned way. One more back. Okay, here's my other bag of tools. Let's grab. I really like these. These are Milwaukee vice grips. They're the brand new ones that just came out. They're called Torque Lock. They will lock onto pretty much anything there is. If there's room, strip screws, strip bolts, strip anything. I use these on the job site a lot. It is my #1 tool on the job. To do garage doors, I carry like up to 3 or 4 pairs. Right now I'm down to 2 because I forget them on the job site. But I will carry like 3 of them because they're so dang handy. With 3 vice grips, I can do a lot of shit. I won't be replacing these screws. I can't believe somebody put those screws back in after they fucking stripped the shit out of them. They're like, well, I'll just Loctite them. Fucking, oh, I don't know, 5/16, 3/8 of an inch thick of Loctite. Not just like the tip or not just like the back. I like the guys that if they have to Loctite it, they Loctite it on the back of the screw right here, like a camera repairman or a technician that works in small appliances, vacuums and everything. They'll put a tiny bit of Loctite on the back. Or, you know, the old time guys, they'll put a tiny drop onto the head. And then a hobbyist that's never worked a day in his life as a construction worker, a field tech, or a machinist, or a factory worker will take that tube and go, let's spin the screw. No. Okay. There we go. We're down to the screws there and popping that. Just looking for my penny. Digging in my pocket for pennies. The most useful coin, a penny. Why? Because it's soft and it will not strip either here or here. It won't strip either here or here because I just got that, Will. I just looked up, man. I just looked up and saw that, dude. Can I tell you something? I'm sorry, I'm a smartass. I mean, everybody's always like, let's hear the smartass's opinion. And I'm always catching that, guys. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. I cannot answer a question without being a smartass, especially the dumber the question. I mean, the smarter the question, the easier it is not to be a smartass. Especially if I don't know the answer. If I don't know the answer, I'll definitely not be the smart ass. If you ask me a question that I have no clue about, I'll definitely not try and be the smart ass. But if you ask me something where I'm like thinking, what the hell? You know, deep down, a smart ass comes out every single time. I can't help it. Yes, I am a smart ass. Yes, it's true. I'm sorry. I was from a child. I was that kid in the back that never raised his hand ever unless I had a smart ass response. That's me. That was me in class. Definitely. Oh, donating an engine. What are we going to donate an engine for? What is the worthy cause? Let's hear this worthy cause you want me to donate to. You know, because if it's worthy, let's hear it. Because I'm all for worthy causes, you know. I mean, my daughter fights for so many causes that, yep, she's a good lady. But I'm all for a good cause. Okay. Methyl ethyl ketone, son of a. Oh, let me show you another trick. Standard pair of vice grips. Yeah, what would you suggest is a good cause to donate an engine for? And I would expect somebody else to donate the bike part of it. I'd want somebody to also be donating their time worth and money and parts into it too, you know. Okay, let me get you a little higher pick of that. See what I'm trying to do. I'm just adding a little leverage to the screwdriver and pressing down and see if I can break it that way. And I'm going to go on the ground. I'm going to put these two in between my toes like so. I hope you guys can see this. Let's try and break an unbreakable screw. Let's say something has to give here. Oh, it was my screwdriver. I hate it when it's my screwdriver. Change the position. You guys don't think I struggle too, though? I struggle. Come on. Everybody gets an engine where somebody's like, I don't ever want it to come loose. One bolt vibrated loose, and I'm going to glue the sons of bitches together. I'm going to pour that fucking glue in there. God, I hate that. Especially in this screw. That is so stupid. I don't understand why people insist this screw has to be so tight. That's why I open the clutch plate and can look at these. So I don't have to tighten them that tight. One person had one screw out and strip his threads. So from that day on, they made it so tight. I will get that crank out though. I will. Let's take the freaking clutch out. Why not? Normally, I wanted to take that out first, but no. Got here. It's a smaller one. Okay. Let's put the penny in the right side and twist. Clutch slipped. See the clutch is slipping? Yeah. So let's tighten up the clutch. Tappa, tappa, tappa. With the magic tappa, tappa device. I want to be tightening it, so I want tappa, tappa, tappa down like a clock. Tappa, tappa, tappa. Tappa, tappa, tappa. Tappa, tappa. Tappa, tappa. Now, let's take that sprocket off now. There's how you take this. That out. Stick that on the magnet. There is your washer. is you could bend the tabs out so it'll slip in, and then when it, but yeah, you don't need that much. What's holding it is the woodruff key. Woo, doggies, look at that woodruff key. Let's try and get you a close up of that woodruff key. That should be real easy to pop out. Supposedly. It's barely in there. $22, I believe. 21, 22, something like that. This is a 21, 22, 22, 14 on the top. There is your gear. Clean it up. Check your bearing. See what's going on with their bearings. Just clean it up. Looks fine. Nice woodruff fit. Somebody actually fit the right size in there and didn't put the smaller one in. A lot of people will put the smaller one in, and it will snap, or they won't fit the freaking woodruff key right, and it will snap. Tappa tappa. Tappa tappa. Tappa tappa. And let's drop it onto the magnet. The rest of the stuff. Okay, let's tap out the clutch. Let's get a piece of copper. There's one cut, a hole cut through it. Looks kind of worn. It's, well, I got scrap somewhere else. Grab a piece of scrap. And I'll tap the clutch out as one piece. Some shears to cut some copper. Whoops. I lost all your guys' questions. Hold on just a second. I'm all like tiny on my screen now. There we go. Wow. Okay. Bear with me, guys. Just trying to move the screen over so I can get the questions. There we go. And get this notification crap out of here. Okay.
Hey guys.
Wow, that weird.
Let's see what we got going on here.
Freaking. I'm losing it, man. There's my live stream. Jeez. I got lost on my home page here. There we go. I'm always about being real and stopping the bullshits. Yeah, well, just put your head down into the engine and keep working. Try not to let everybody else ruin your fun. Remember, this is your hobby and you do it for you and nobody else. And you're looking for friends that like it too. That's what I'm doing. And everything else is just a plus. Just cut a scrap piece of copper to hold it so I don't bugger it up too bad while I'm popping it out. Pop out a clutch, guys. Just put that cover on like that. Oh, that's weird. No, I really want to just hold it like this somehow. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. That's work. Okay. Try and hit it square. 1, 2. I would guess. My guess is 18. 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. I was wrong. Holy shit! Look at the back of that clutch. Somebody has never disassembled this engine. I take that back. When I thought that, I don't know who Loctited that shit. Maybe they pulled just the bolts and stuck them back in Loctited. But that's the first time that clutch has been separated. And it was never greased at the factory. There's no axle grease in there. That's my grease. When I put in the white grease, I pump it up, and then it goes through that hole. And then there should have been a hole on this side, but it looks like it's clogged. You guys can see it. But that's how I remove the clutches. Any questions on how to remove that? And it was only 6. It wasn't 16. Oh, but I didn't count those like 4 hits onto the copper, the hard hits. Those were the hard hits right there, and the rest were the soft hits. Or could make some pretty cool copper art that way. I used to do copper art. I still do. What the hell? I got 30 pounds of copper. Huh. That's how I broke that out. And let's try and get the other parts out that we need. There's the clutch we need for the billet case. The bearings aren't good enough. That's fucking ZZ bearings. People ask me, what do you mean by ZZ bearings? Zinc, something coated zinc. ZZ means that they're the cheapest bearings made. This is the bearings that I'm reading are SHBC. But what I'm concerned about is that they're metal cased in zinc. I'm a true unbeliever of zinc. I hate zinc covers. Zinc covers are the worst. I hate them, hate them, hate them. I say never use zinc. They suck. If they put them on, this isn't as bad. On the, because this turns 1/4 the speed of this, or 4.2, or if you guys are going to get technical or all that. But this one, the gearing down, see, this gearing down, this to this is 4.2 to this one, 4.2. So that means that this is going to be turning 4 times as fast as this. So these bearings aren't going to get as hot. I mean, if you've worn out your bearings in your clutch, it's probably you got something in there or something, because what most people's clutch problems are is that there's bearings in between here and the bevel. And sometimes they give you shitty bearings that don't fit. Sometimes they're flat and not perfectly round. And sometimes they short you 1 or 2 bearings. And that's the worst, is when they short you. You're supposed to have like 62. And if you count 57 or 59, that's how they screwed you. But that clutch feels pretty nice there. And you always want to check this. This bearing should be seated all the way up against there like it is. If you have one that's seated not all the way up against there, and you'll always have a loose clutch arm. And people ask, why is this? How come I can't adjust it on the inside and all this? And it's usually that reason. They let the engine sit out in the rain. How dare they, right? Oh. This is what I don't understand. They didn't never touch the clutch, right? But then they Loctited all that shit. How could you pull the clutch out and look at that shit and not? I'm just on a rampage again, I guess. That's my show for today. All right. Thank you for the 1 thumbs up. I appreciate the hell out of it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll finish splitting the case. I'll pull the crank out, and my next show will be having all these parts into the billet case. And my next show will be that, or I'll try and get that far today. But today I'm just robbing parts. I want the crank out of here. It's the shortest crank I got. It's a Z, what is it? Looks like a ZAL 60, but I'll have it all the way out today. I don't want to go too long with the show, and I've hit a couple obstacles on my case splitting, meaning they Loctited this, so I'll switch to a stronger solvent and soak it, and yeah, I'll have it out in a jiffy as soon as I get that Loctite out. Pull the Woodruff key before I forget. I'll do that before I end the show because I do not want to leave a Woodruff key in there and then try and split the case. Because that always sucks. Tappa, tappa, tappa. That's how you remove everything. What's my secret? What is my secret? My secret is tappa, tappa, tap. And if that don't work, 20 smacks. And if that don't work, solvents. And if that don't work, torches. And if that don't work, freezing. And if that don't work, never give up. That's my philosophy. Yeah. They're always there. I agree, Will. But what can I say, And everybody happy building. Can't wait to get this guy, this bad boy going. Check the stroke. Do all that. That'd be a lot of fun. Try the new Meteor piston. That's going to be super, super fun. Broke out the heavy tools today. And yeah. But I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. I'll be back. Any other last thumbs up, I would appreciate them. Let me get down to you. And thanks for tuning in on everything else. I appreciate you as a viewer and tuning in out of your day to watch me mess with engines and play with my hobby. I enjoy your company. Thank you for all your questions, Will. I'll love every single one of them, man. Have a good day. Enjoy the weekend. Have fun building.